Hey, listen to Wrestling Rap on FreeFM, ArrowFM, and MP. As always, I'm Grady, and live on Discord, we got Josh.
Hey,
Just gonna jump into the biggest news item this week. We've got a brand new Grand Slam champion in John Cena, after he won the Intercontinental Championship off of Dominic Mysterio to open up Raw this week in his hometown.
yep. Um, as he said, he was bulletproof in front of his home crowd. Because it's his home crowd, he's not going to lose there. And it gives him something, that we said when we were like, all right, this whole year-long retirement angle and stuff. We're like, we want to see a 17 title reign. We'd like to see an Intercontinental title reign so we can have the record-breaking title reign and also have the Grand Slam. And we got them both.
Yeah, I think typically I'm against the whole box ticking for the sake of box ticking, but in this case it is John Cena, and it would be a shame for him to retire not being on that list of Grand Slam champions.
It also reminds me that people don't understand, at least WWE's version of what a Grand Slam champion is. Because I've seen so many people arguing he was already a Grand Slam champion. He's held X title and Y title and all these four different titles. And I'm like, he never held the Intercontinental title. That's important to it. It's always been important to it.
100%.
Yeah.
I think it's been pretty well defined.
I I know that all the rumors and everything is about Gunther winning this tournament, right?
Hmm.
I'm going to throw something out that's going to make you happy for multiple reasons.
I know where you're going, and I'm gonna let you get there.
What if Sheamus wins and then wins the Intercontinental title off of him in his match and becomes a
I'll
Grand
be a
Slam
happy
champion
boy.
himself?
I will not be mad if it is Sheamus that comes out of this tournament on top. I won't be mad if Sheamus becomes a Grand Slam champion. Another person who I think definitely deserves that accolade, and we know that he had his whole feud or his whole story with Gunther and trying to claim that Intercontinental Championship. He couldn't get it. What better way than knocking off John Cena to win a championship like he's already done before? In fact, I think I saw something floating around about the dates lining up as well. I'd have to go double check that fact, but
Yeah.
um,
He has 3 appearances left. Next week on Raw, Survivor Series, Saturday night's main event for his last match.
yeah, I meant the Sheamus defeating John Cena
Yeah,
match,
yeah,
but my clicking's not going to be fast enough.
yeah. I mean, it would. I remember seeing something. Yeah, it would be like 15 years, 16 years to the day he beat him for the WWE Championship.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's the one I was. There you go, I
yeah,
found it. 13th of December 2009 at WWE TLC.
yeah. So 16 years exactly to the day.
I wouldn't be mad. In
Yeah,
fact, you could probably class me as happy if that was the outcome that they go with.
yeah. That's why I said this is going to be something that would make you happy. Um, let's talk about the match for a second.
Mhm.
Um, Fine match. Lots of callbacks to things that Dominic's been doing. I love Dominic holding his own on the mic beforehand. Um, the line that he had where he said no matter what era he would beat John Cena was stone cold, and it was like he didn't waver or anything. This match promo section, we're gonna look back in a year and a half, when Dominic Mysterio wins the World Championship for the first time. We're gonna say this is the moment that started him on that trajectory.
You've been making that call for quite a while, and I think it's hard to argue against it.
He's been arguably one of the top acts, period, regardless of alignment, in the last 2 years. He's over like Rover. He's got people. He's got people liking him, even though you're not supposed to. Um, it's just a matter of time with the announcement that Money in the Bank is going to be in September instead of June or July next year. Still weird on that. Um, I I'm starting to. Part of me is starting to think that maybe he could lead to him winning the Rumble this year. I still think it's Braun Breakers to lose, but there is part of me saying I could see Dominic winning it. But I still think he's a strong candidate to win next year's Money in the Bank. Or, and I think this would probably actually work better if they decide to still do it, King Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, I'm sure he can pull off that kind of arrogant king approach to a winner of King of the Ring.
I mean, the term Rey Mysterio means King of Mystery anyway.
Yeah.
It works.
Why not? Lock it in. Just go for it. But talking tournaments, talking John Cena, I do want to turn our attention to the tournament to crown who will face John Cena at that Saturday night main event. We did get a couple of matches this week on Raw. There's a couple more coming up on SmackDown. We saw Rusev defeat Damian Priest. We saw Sheamus, now our favorite frontrunner, defeat Shinsuke Nakamura, move on to the quarterfinals. Coming up on SmackDown, we got Miz versus Jey Uso. We got LA Knight versus a person to be announced. Raw next week, we got Javon Evans versus Gunther. We got Solo Sikoa going up against someone to be announced, as well as two more matches left. The field starting to fill out now, and obviously we talked about Sheamus being the person we want to see, Gunther being the person who is rumoured to come out on top. But is there anything else you can see in this tournament, be it the matches we've had or the matches coming up, that is interesting you?
I think Joe Hendry takes one of the spots of the question mark.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as it pains me, I have a feeling it might be. Let's see here. Gunther's facing Javon Evans. Okay, never mind. I was going to say it probably would get fed to Gunther, but
we got an LA Knight and a Solo Sikoa so far against question marks.
Yeah, so it'd probably be. I think it'll be Joe Hendry versus. Honestly, I think they'll probably do LA Knight versus Joe Hendry.
I could definitely see it.
But because there is history behind them, they could even do a promo and stuff with it. But yeah, so I don't know. It's just I feel like one of the spots will be filled by Joe Hendry. The other one. Screw it, Mr. Iguana. I don't know. I'm just throwing out a name because I'm like, it's got to be somebody who's not on the main roster. So it's somebody either in TNA, which if it is somebody in TNA and it's not Joe Hendry, it's Matt Cardona, no doubt, Matt Cardona. Which we could end up being both of them for the. And then I was like, well, they're really pushing Iguana for the AAA.
Mm-hmm.
Give him a few minutes in a match on Raw. In a match he definitely will not win.
If Iguana does enter the tournament, he is not making it past the opening round for sure. I think you've listed off pretty much most of the people that I think could be coming in terms of those surprises. It will be hopefully at least one TNA, one AAA, and maybe some NXT folks. I think I've heavily hoped that Obafemi from NXT might get a bit of a showing here if we're not going to wait until the Rumble, but we also know now that Saturday Night Main Event, that last one with John Cena, will feature a whole bunch of NXT talents there, so maybe that's the better place to showcase some of these NXT guys.
NXT just went off the air before recording. He returned on NXT tonight. After Ricky Saints retained his championship in a falls last man standing match. So I think it'll be him versus Ricky Saints in the NXT showcase for the title on Saturday Night Main Event.
Yeah, I think it's definitely doable. We have to see how it all comes out. I imagine the way they've been drawing this tournament, that they'll have the next set of matches announced on SmackDown that'll kind of lock us into what the field looks like, minus a couple of TBAs here and there. But yeah, I think Hendry, Cardona, Nemeth, Iguana, kind of your top picks for those TBA surprise kind of spots. Well, we've talked a whole lot about John Cena and his tournament. That is what it is all about as we get closer to the end of the year, but he's not the only one who has new championship gold, and I'm not talking about our tag champs. We'll talk about that on the other side, but here's your moment to talk about our brand new Women's United States champion, or our old champion, depending how you look at it.
They weren't doing much with Julia as champion anyway, so it's fine. It furthers the whole storyline with everything that they've been doing with Team Ego Green. So yeah, I'm fine with it. Uh, it'll be interesting. Maybe now they'll finally give Mia Yim a shot with it. Um, maybe having uh, like in a month or two, because I don't think this title reign will last that long, to be honest. Uh, maybe having like Thea Hale get involved as part of the whole storyline that they're doing in NXT right now with Joe Hendry and Thea Hall, um, to maybe cost her the match against Mia Yim, who deserves the title reign. But yeah, it's just it's another just Chelsea Green can do no wrong. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I think, as you say, she's always entertaining. Julia, a weird run. Big thing coming over from Japan, bit of a run in NXT, bring her up. Yeah, there's the presentation, the aura there, but just absolutely nothing since she picked up that title, and that is disappointing as somebody who was a fan of Julia's prior to WWE, seeing just what has happened since she's won that title. And I can confidently say, even as a Julia fan, that Green did way more with that title when she was champion than Julia did. So switching it on back and seeing what we can do with a bit of a reset here, whether that is, as you say, passing it off to Mia Yim or to the next superstar, or whether it's turning Julia into what she was outside of WWE, which was a bit more of a kind of killer heel, destruction kind of person than where she's been presented a bit more middle of the ground or middle of the road. Don't quite know what's going to happen, but it's a very low bar, but it is the most interested I've been in that women's US title in months, so
Well,
that's kind of
I
a sad
did.
sentence.
I did hear, regardless of how we feel about the reign, that WWE is still very high on Jill.
Good.
So, so maybe this could be something that spins her off towards maybe she wins the women's rumble and faces Stephanie Vaquer for the women's championship WrestleMania.
I wouldn't hate it. But yeah, as you say, this is obviously just continuing that Green Page duo-ship, which will be defending said duo-ship at NXT Gold Rush, which we will talk about on the other side of the song, along with our brand new Women's Tag Team Champions, the Kabuki Warriors, whose theme it is you're listening to right now. And you're back listening up on FreeFM, ArrowFM, and MP. I'm Grady, he's Josh. Let's talk first Raw, where we had our champs come in, Flair, Bliss. We were saying who's going to dethrone them. Well, it turns out, break glass, it's Kabuki Warriors, and it is all to set up that War Games match.
Yeah, it's fair. I do think they were starting to run out of steam with the best friends, so it probably is time to move on a little bit. And I can't really complain with them breaking glass in this situation, because out of all the tag teams that exist in the women's divisions, this is kind of the best one. So it makes sense.
Yeah, if I'm looking at the 4 teams that are involved into that women's War Games match, I really don't want Ripley and Sky to pick up the championships. I think Lash and Jax potentially in the future, maybe not right now. We have only just brought up Lash Legend. Flair and Bliss, as you say, really high on them when they got together as a tag team. They were doing fun stuff. I don't know, it just felt like a little bit of the same. They hadn't really done a whole lot with it since picking up the championships. They obviously had good matches with the teams they went up against, but I don't know, kind of expecting or hoping for a little bit more out of them, and this does set us into at least 4 of the competitors on each side of the War Games match. Whether we do 4v4 or we're adding a person to each team, we'll have to see what combination shakes out before Survivor Series, but the core of the match is pretty much set.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, with I think because of the way they did it, this is the 4 we're getting for it. We're not going to get a 5th. I think if it had been a post-mount beatdown where you had 5 heels beating down on uh, the former champions, and then Io Sky and Rhea Ripley came out, they ran them off for a second, then the numbers got to them. I could see them adding somebody.
Mhm.
Uh, but because it's 4v4 already, you don't need to add anybody, and I don't think they will. It's not going to be like the other side of the equation when we get to the men.
Yeah, let's just, I guess, chat that, right? We got the men's War Games match. We had William Regal coming up. He said, War Games, that means you know it's on. CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, and a couple of friends standing on one side, and Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, and a couple of friends standing on the other side.
Yeah. Yeah, because we know it won't be... 3-on-3 has only been done once, and it was 3v3v3. And that was 1997, and that was not a very good War Games match. Although it resulted in DDP winning the match and getting a number 1 title match with Goldberg, so it wasn't all bad.
I think we ran back that style in NXT as well, but it does seem like this one will be more traditional 5-5.
Yeah, it's just a question of who they will end up adding to the rosters. So yeah, I don't know. It could end up being just break glass, add Jimmy for the faces. It'd be interesting though if they were if they spent the next week or so trying to talk Roman into it, or maybe just having like promos where it's like they're looking for somebody, Jace and Jace talking to somebody, but they maybe they think it's Roman, but he's not, or something. I don't know. Just I just think it's going to end up being probably going to be Jimmy and maybe if they go 5, Sammy Uso.
Yeah, I would hope. I don't know. Obviously, I've seen in my head 50 billion different combinations of people for this match, and it all really does spin down to what are we going to be doing going forward, and what are we going to be doing for the WrestleMania matchups, especially around obviously both of the world titles onto the face side of this team. You could imagine that potentially their opponents at WrestleMania, or at least their opponents in their next few feuds, going to be on the other side. We know Punk, maybe Braun Breaker is where he's going to head. Cody Rhodes's foil, Drew McIntyre, just got himself suspended. Don't know if he'll fill a spot over there. Brock Lesnar floating around has some ties with Paul Heyman, could fill in a spot. Roman Reigns, as you said, Jimmy Uso, Sami Zayn. All comes down to how stacked they want this match to be and who they want to tell the stories with of combining everybody into here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, with Drew being suspended, that gets him aptly away from the title. I think it could. There is like an outside chance because they are kind of doing a feud with Cody and Aleister Black that they add Aleister Black to the heel team.
Yeah, that could be the Cody sort of challenger opposite. We will we'll see who they end up putting on that team. Well, we do only have a few minutes left, but next week is NXT Gold Rush Week 1, 2-week long event, bunch of championship matches on the line. So I just want to quickly run them down. They'll get a couple minutes maximum each, but Sol Ruka wants her North American Championship back. She's going to go against Blake Monroe. How much of a chance has she really got?
It's a new champion buff. That's what we simply have to say. She has 3%. Not a little more than a Dolph Ziggler's chance, but not much more.
That is fair. Well, if you're talking new championship buff, I think I'm going to say that a few times here. Ethan Page and Chelsea Green as the AAA Mixed Tag Team Champions going up against TNA's Joe Hendry and NXT's Thea Hale.
I have absolutely adored the stuff that Joe and Thea have done. I think this is the right lane for Thea. I don't think the serious, like, dark Thea really worked. So having her work off of Joe has been amazing. But yeah, it's all about Ethan Page and Chelsea Green right now, and until they're ready to pull the title, the North American Championship off of Ethan Page, I don't see this partnership like dropping anytime soon, and it shouldn't. They work so well together.
Yeah, I guess if we'd looked at this a couple of days ago before Raw had aired, we have three crossover WWE and AAA champions with Ethan Page as North American and mixed tag. We got Chelsea as US and mixed tag, and we got Dom, who until previously was Intercontinental and AAA Mega. I don't think that the titles are going to switch over to a Hendry and a Hale. As you say, it will be entertaining, it will be fun to watch, their dynamic is great. I just don't... if we've already switched them off of Iguana and his partner from AAA to WWE / NXT, I just don't see them a couple of weeks later popping it over to TNA and NXT. This feels like new champ buff, I guess, a little bit on Ethan and Chelsea. NXT Women's Championship also on the line. New champion Tatum Paxley, against suggestions from her culling stablemates, accepts a challenge from old champion JC Jane. It's gonna be a last chance match. JC Jane gonna have no more opportunities after this one.
Good. Get this out of the way. Get this far away out of the way. Yeah, the new champ buff works. But it also creates another storyline for Tatum after this. Because I think after she wins this match and retains her title, I think Easy turns on her.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, as a matter of fact, I think the entire group turns on her. And then they'll have a program with her and Easy Dane.
Yeah, I think Tatum kind of fell into this group looking for friends after her friends keep getting either let go, turning on her, moving up to the main roster without her, and she felt kind of alone. Perfect time for the culling to prey on her. She gets the championship, and here she is, ignoring their advice to cower away as champion, going out there as a fighting champion against JC. She isn't acting very heelish despite being a member of the heel group, which and doesn't show any signs really of changing to that side. So her days are numbered in the group, and it most likely, as you say, will be Izzy Dame and the group turning on her. I can't really imagine a world where she turns on a group of three. It would be a bit of a tough time for Tatum to do that, but hey, at least it means she gets to hold on to this championship for a little while longer. We thought maybe this might be a transitional run. I think she's going to defeat JC in this feud, and if it's Izzy that's her opponent in the next feud, I think she's got a chance to hold on to it again.
Yeah, maybe she'll defend against Izzy at Saturday Night Main Event.
Maybe. And then lastly, the only other match left announced for week 1 of NXT Gold Rush next week, NXT Tag Team Championship. It is Dark State, who once again have that new championship buff. They were the old champions, but they did renew their buff by losing them to the Hardys and then picking it back up, going against the team of Javon Evans and Leon Slater.
The problem with this is sometimes the new champion buff gets overweighed by two people fighting over a different championship that are thrown together as a tag team and often end up winning and have to deal with being champions together buff. And I think that's what's going to happen.
Can they coexist?
Yeah.
Can they coexist buffer.
Yeah, buff. And I think that's what's going to happen here. I think they did the whole changing titles and stuff because they didn't directly want to have like Javon Evans and Leon Slater beat the Hardys. So I think we'll have new champions again for the fourth time in 6 weeks.
Yeah, it's definitely possible.
It also gives TNA at least for a little bit 1/2 of an NXT title.
We take that. 1/2 is greater than 0.
Creates a double champion, which you hate.
Yeah, but it's for TNA's favor, so hey. The one times that I will accept double champions are where one is a singles title and one is a tag team title, and it makes a bit more sense. They defend the singles title when they wrestle in singles, they defend the tag title when they wrestle in tag. 2 singles titles, nightmare fuel, don't like it. This could also give Javon Evans a bit of a bump. He's getting shown everywhere. He's in that John Cena last time tournament. Definitely will be at Saturday Night Main Event, I'm sure. He keeps getting those showcase spots, but he isn't necessarily up there, winning NXT championships. So maybe this will be the tag title, will be the short-term future for him. All right, well, we are all out of time for this week. It's been great talking to you.
Maybe.
You can visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/WrestlingRNDup, our Twitter page, twitter.com/WrestlingRNDup, or our YouTube page, youtube.com/WrestlingRNDup, and we will catch you next week.